And for those that don't know, just a heads up for this Smoker, during your opponent's turn, all your Navy and Punk Hazard type characters get power plus 1,000, so they become a bit harder to attack over, and then activate main once per turn if you have a character with 7,000 power or more, set the 2 of your Dawn cards as active. Like I said, we love powerful characters, and we love using our Dawn as often as we can.
Yep, and an effect like this is really neat because your opponent's going to have to try a little harder to get over your bodies, disrupting that math to a high degree. But on top of that, once you do play your top end, you're going to be rewarded for playing your top end. If you're balling, congratulations, it's time to ball harder, and we love to see it. So, yeah, starting off with the 4 life on Smoker's side, we're getting a mulligan from Rayleigh. So that hand was unacceptable. We got to make sure that we come off clean in these best of ones.
Yeah, Silver's is definitely going to want a hand that can be high octane, for lack of a better term, a hand that wants to smoke. So that way we can get in there. But here we go. We're going to get the last 5, and then we're going to lay down our 5 life cards. My understanding is that Buddha has chosen to go first, but I guess we'll find out once they actually start playing. And then we can decide from there how good all the tempo plays are. They're going to get an okay from the judge, make sure they can hear stuff. Fist bump of destiny. And it looks like we're going to get started here with round 4. We're going to be We Love going first, activating a Dawn and saying, you know what? No searcher. Over to you.
Yep. Put them on first does kind of change the curve up a little bit, but we are actively getting a
Kujaku.
Wow. I was like, how do I pronounce this? But yes. Kujaku coming down just to get a Navy top 5 search.
Yep, and then we see the Viper coming down. Going to be doing some more searching. Got to make sure we stack the hand with all the cards that we want. This one's going to look for Punk Hazard cards, even though he himself is a member of the Navy.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting when these plays happen. I mean, we're getting another Smoker coming out right here.
That's the big 5-drop Smoker.
Indeed. And it's definitely funny when you see a double searcher like this, because on the one hand, their first searcher didn't hit gold, but on the other hand, they're going to try again. So, like, you got to feel kind of weird about it. But now we're up on 3 Dawn on Rayleigh's side. And looking at his hand, there is not a lot of motion here.
But there is going to be some motion in the Silver's Rayleigh being turned sideways, attacking that Smoker, going down to 3 life as Buddha here. Definitely the number you like to see. And We Love getting in there with some more cards. I'm going to go ahead and attack with that Rono Zoro from OP set 1. Still coming in and swinging. Only thing he knows how to do.
I believe that's from the Ultimate deck, that particular art, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
I believe that was the first time he was ever reprinted as well, which was a really big deal because this card was originally pretty expensive. But nowadays, it's an awesome inclusion in any red deck. Speaking of an awesome inclusion in any red deck, we have the 3-drop Sanji. I think this card is going to be featured in both of these decks here with that powerful ability to kind of get in there. Base attack power of 6K. Really, really strong. And on KO, draw a card. Makes it really annoying to deal with.
Yep, and right there, we just actually saw the trashing of Kujaku to give something else plus 1K power during this turn, and that's going to allow Sanji to potentially be very huge.
Well, it also enables the Smoker leader ability to activate 2 more of a Dawn that we can use and then use this Perona to search for another copy of Smoker because it is a slash-type character.
Now we are seeing what the kids may call peak synergy, like the trashing, the power up, the activating to get 2 more Dawn just to be able to play out a Perona and get another search. This is good. Smoker is on a roll.
The Punk Hazard Navy deck is definitely putting the brakes on We Love here, kind of with nothing else in play. Needs to maybe establish some things. Normally a deck that famously has very low-costed characters in their deck can play a lot more by turn 3. But right now, We Love is facing nothing here and facing down some scary attacks in the following turn.
Yep, we saw the base swing with the leader, and then once that went through, he decided to test a little bit by playing the Zoro with swinging neutral again. But right now, what we are looking at is a hand that just, again, you hate to see it. Like, the hand's not completely dead in the water, but We Love did mulligan only to see a hand where he's not really progressing his board state. And to make it worse, Buddha is not losing any speed. In fact, he's getting faster.
Going up, in fact. Every single turn, it'll get just more and more powerful characters coming down, and they'll naturally be 7K. So we just get freer Dawn by just playing the cards we were going to play anyway. Literally rewarded for doing what you were going to do.
Yup. So
And then
we're
we just
getting,
see the Rayleigh
oh my
swing.
gosh,
Yeah.
another base swing easily countered out of.
Yep, we see the Tashigi there. That's the protection Tashigi being used to counter out. It can protect more than just characters. It can also protect your life if it's in your hand.
Hmm. The Omni Shield.
I
Okay.
believe
A
that's the
Kitten
Kitten Killer,
Killer.
the beautiful
That's the
champion art that
Kitten
they got for
Killer.
participating.
Yes. This guy wasted no time. Either you already got one, unless this is the first week it's out, but he wasted no time playing this particular coffee.
It is a bit of a bummer that we're forced to use it while our opponent has 3 life, so it's only going to be a 5k rusher. Not what you want to see. Normally, that card can swing in for 7, and it's just amazing. But speaking of 7, Buddha's going to try to play some 7,000 power or more characters this turn, if I had to guess. And I think we got a pretty good one that we've been searching for multiple times
Ah,
in that
yes.
5-drop Smoker coming down. This card has Banish, not a keyword you see all the time. Basically, life does not go to hand, it goes straight to the trash. And then activate main, you can set it on to active, but you cannot set any more Dawn active by effects after you use that effect. So keep that in mind. Once you
Yep.
use it, you're kind of done.
Sequencing is important. You're definitely going to use your leader effect before you end up using this smoker effect. Now, the crazy part is, like Steven said, banish isn't something you see all the time, but you hate it every time you do see it when it's not on your side of the
Mm-hmm.
board. This is about to be really bad, and it's kind of bad because we love is hitting a stumble and draw, and then on top of that, Buddha is firing on all cylinders, and this Tashigi drop is big.
And We Love is forced to let this Kitten Killer go to the trash because otherwise this Smoker leader was just going to attack into it anyway. And Buddha with the hard pass, leaving 3 Dawn active. Maybe didn't have any cards that he could play using that Dawn, or maybe has some defensive pieces in hand that they want to have resources for. These are questions we need to ask if we are We Love.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And now We Love is forced into a tough situation on their own turn as well. Did they not activate Dawn for turn 5, 6? They should be
Oh,
at 7, I
oh.
believe, because they went first. Hopefully, they recognize that you are forced to get your Dawn. You can't choose not to do it. Hopefully, oh, I think, unfortunately, it shows us how maybe unfortunate their hand is because if they don't care how much Dawn they have, they probably don't care about playing any cards this turn.
Yeah, I mean, it's very rough. Sometimes it can be very hard to play on stream, and there's a lot of mistakes you can use. Obviously, this is not a mistake that's benefiting him. He's just simply in a very not great place on the board, and he's on camera. That might be affecting his nerves, and the hand isn't really moving. So, but we got the correction. The judges were fast at work. Thank you guys so much for the work you do.
Well,
And now we're actually getting a play. Hold up, hold up.
yep. There we see our own Sanji, the beautiful alternate art version of Sanji coming down here. But right now, it's not going to get any value. It's just going to be a 6k that we can hopefully attack with on the next turn. And there's no real value you saw in We Love attacking the rested Sanji on Buddha's side. So we just went face. Buddha countered out using the 2-cost event from Punk Hazard. And now we're going to start our turn again. And now that Banish might come in and basically delete a card from We Love's life, not going to hand, just going straight to the trash.
Yeah, this is about to be very rough. Losing we're gonna lose another card in a second. You're seeing the Mihawk actually just get played out. We're seeing
Yeah, this is
Dawn coming in to play active again.
that was a 1-cost Dracula Mihawk after all of our Dawn activating effects for the people watching at home.
Yeah,
Just a good
I'm
old
not gonna.
1-cost AK
Wow,
blocker. No big deal. No big deal.
wow, that was the biggest refund I have ever seen. That is absolutely crazy. So now we're gonna start punching in. This is actually interesting. Some people may think about leading off with the banish, but I think that just getting in a random attack real quick while the banish is on the board, it forces your opponent to prioritize countering out of the banish attack. So you actually may get in some damage that would have been a little riskier to try to push through because they're anticipating having to block the banish. And you see that right here with Sanji going in for a great attack, sitting there at what 7k, and then coming in with the banish for 9k, and just forcing We Love to really have to come out of his hand to
It's
get him.
kind of ironic if you think about it. Like if you want to protect 1 card, you got to spend at least 2 cards.
Ah, yeah.
So like you know what I'm saying? Like it's so interesting. Like attacking 9k with the Smoker, like you're saying, it just forces more resources out of the opponent if they want to stop it versus if they got the +1 after just being hit with the life normally.
Which,
And you see
to
this
be
here, yeah.
fair, I think that you're kind of right about that in the sense that, like, and not even kind of, you're very right about that. is there an argument to just let the one life go instead of dropping 2 cards?
It depends on what you think the other attacks are going to be, right? Because we did have Dawn still active for Buddha. So like you could think to yourself, oh, this 9K is fine. But then the leader might swing with 9K. If I take this one, now I'm going to go to 1. And I don't want to be at 1. I want to be at 2. So you have to make sure you can protect your tempo, not just your advantage in the game of One Piece, unfortunately.
Hmm.
It can be a hard balance that only the best players can do perfectly. And sometimes they can't even do it perfectly. Speaking of perfect, there we have the perfect failing upwards boy and Buggy himself. Going to go search for some events here from the top 5. But if you're We Love, like, you're in a really tough position. You want to be that person who's pushing the aggro, but right now that's Buddha. They're the ones forcing you in the tough position where you're like, I got to put up or shut up. Otherwise, I'm just going to be done for on the following 2 turns here.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. And we are pulling the, see, you're gonna have to out with his name. I know what the effect does. The name
Yeah,
is
yeah. So
long.
that's the blocker stopper. I believe it's like to never doubt
Yes,
this is
this is
power. He's
power.
like,
This
look
is
at
power,
this,
yeah.
guys. Let me do my thing. He's like, Rayleigh's like, guys, I know what I'm doing. Relax.
Iconic Rayleigh quote. Like, I was just like, this isn't hockey. I know the name. But yeah, that's actually really it's unfortunate. Right now there's nothing on board that would actually have that doing things. So it really is just kind of another card to reveal, but it was also just the best option he had there. And if he is going to
Well, it's
bring
also
back even
counter.
that is
It's
true as
also a 2K
well.
counter. You know, and like we're being punched a lot right now. We want to make sure we can stop attacks. But you're right. We can also just reveal it. We can
Mhm.
pump up the Sanji a little bit here. It's going to make it 8K this turn. That's a gigantic swing. But luckily for Buddha, we got 3 life. So we can happily take this. If they're attacking our character smoker, maybe we protect it. No, it's coming at leader. We're just going to take the life. Going to
Yeah,
2. Pretty comfortable to do so.
4 cards in hand. It looks like at this point, your bodies have a higher premium than your life. You're not really in any danger of being ended this turn. And if his board does get a little wily, then you're just gonna swing an attack or so at his board. But we still have Mihawk blocker up, so we love can't even get froggy. He can't even get jumpy right now. He can only try to
Ooh.
get jumpy.
We do have the 4-cost Luffy coming down. That will allow us to reveal 2 events and then play a 3-cost or less character from hand.
We love
And it
it.
looks like we're going to be playing another Sanji. Okay,
Hmm.
we love getting a little bit of life thrown into them, representing a lot of potential damage on the next turn. Could be interesting to see.
Yep.
Going to go
And
ahead and
the
use the... Okay, go for it. Go for it.
I was like, and the one thing we can see is that We Love does have enough cards in hand to very likely survive until next turn. So that is going to be
Yes.
good. Okay.
Ooh, but that leader swing is going to be blocked by the 8-cost Mihawk, or should I say the 1-cost Mihawk, because that's really what it was. And we're just going to go ahead and pump up the Luffy and say pass over to Buddha here. Going to go ahead and go to, I believe that's going to be the full 10 after we put all of our Dawn back, activate all of our characters, draw a card for turn, all the fun, jazzy stuff that you do every single turn in One Piece.
Yes. And this is very, very interesting because it's going to be We Love's final struggle to stay alive this turn. But at the same time, you have a chance for Buddha to close out game this turn, but Buddha has to also be very aware that unless he provides a blocker, then he could very well end up losing next turn if he does not win this turn. This is actually kind of a close-ish game. Buddha does not have the biggest hand, but we are going to see him.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Kujaku is going to go ahead and search for, I believe that is the Honesty
the
Impact.
impact it is. And Honesty
That's going to be
Impact.
pretty huge.
Yep, for you guys
That
that
could
don't know, a
remove
whole
any
6
potential
cost.
threats that we could perceive from We Love. So even if we fail to go for game this turn as Buddha, we can still kind of mitigate any potential sort of crackback that We Love could have by just getting this Luffy off of the board. Basically, we reduce the power of the Luffy by 4K, and then if there's a character with 6,000 power or less, we can go ahead and KO that. That Luffy meets that condition. Get it out of my sight, is what Buddha is
Yep.
saying.
Honesty Impact, a very, very strong card. And the crazy part about this is that I was just talking about how he needs to mitigate this board because it could threaten game next turn. Well, now that
Mm.
Sanji is open to be attacked and the Honesty Impact search off of Kijaku is enough to just get rid of the biggest threat on the board. Now We Love is back into a position where it is very unlikely that he is going to game the following turn. And meanwhile, Buddha still has his entire board's worth of steam and a blocker. So this is Buddha is on point right now.
Also, Buddha recognizing that while yes, you do give up a card by attacking the Sanjay with the Viper, you actually are kind of okay with that. Sorry, the Virgo, because now we can swing 8K, 9K with the boost from Kijaku with our Smoker character. And that's going to demand 2 cards to answer. Otherwise, they just lose a card anyway. So basically, you can kind of go net 0 with the card advantage while getting the most powerful character on the board on your opponent's side out of play. Really awesome to see. Basically maximizing, like I said, that combination of tempo plus advantage, doing a little bit of both.
Yep. And right now, We Love has to make some hard choices. Once again, he's thinking about card advantage versus the loss of life. The lucky part for him is that he's probably only got to touch 2 more attacks. And right now, it looks like he's just banking on at least getting the life if Buddha decides to press in here. But Buddha is red green, and therefore we are looking at a deck that can play some rushers. This is just going to be a point where like he doesn't have enough Dawn to play Hody right now, so you don't have to worry
Mm-hmm.
about that. But you are getting these attacks going through. And I think this turn for Buddha is setting up the win next turn. I don't think this is the
Right.
push for game here. I think this is just the setting up for this one. We're getting a Dawn up on Smoker going in for 6K just to test the hand. And next turn, We Love has 3 attacks on board. Potentially could be more, but he's already out, I think, 2. Two killer and kids, kid and killers. And so we're already
Zoro
seeing.
and a Kitten Killer, yeah.
Yep,
So we've
yep,
already
there we
seen
go.
2 rushers out of him. And the Rayleigh deck, even though it's a very aggressive deck, is not known for playing that many. They're actually kind of used, say, for the late game for closing things out. If you be using them and losing them in the early game is pretty rough to see from We Love because it's going to demand even more answers out of his hand.
Yep. You need to connect 3 times to win this game. And because of the blocker, technically you need to connect 4 times, or you need to provide 4 attacks. And the crazy part about this is right now he's got 3 on board. And the hand looks event heavy. Not I mean, he does have the ability to stop a blocker, but we are getting the buggy, and the buggy is going to search top 5. To be completely fair, getting another this is power or that is power is like actually pretty decent here. I mean, it may not be the choice, but it is interesting that you can have multiple ways to get around blockers this turn if you so
Mm-hmm,
choose.
mm-hmm.
And the hand is low enough to where it may get there. He could maybe get there if he just stops the Mihawk blocker enough times. Yep.
We are
Okay.
going to grab another That Is Power. That could be huge. We already know we have one in hand. It's known.
We'll say it's a guilty pleasure as a commentator to completely talk out a thought process and then just see it play out in real time. Like, we see the line of
Hey,
play.
you and I just have observations hockey. That's what it is. And you know what? That's no big deal.
No big deal. Just hockey in real life.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and reveal the 2 events to go ahead and increase the power of Sanji there a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to say right here that I love the fact that even in the heat of battle, under constant pressure, Mans is not giving any information that he does not need to give. He said, these are 2 cards you saw me search. These are the 2 cards I'm revealing.
Also, we did choose to give it to Buggy instead of Sanji. So now Buggy
That makes sense.
can attack for 5, which does make a lot of sense.
Yep, you want to be able to spread out your damage because you need 3 hits to connect. And now he's got to decide how he's going to Dawn up because if he doesn't Dawn up, some of these attacks are a little fraudulent. Buggy's attack would be fraudulent if he doesn't put more than just neutral on it, especially with 3 cards in hand.
Ooh, we could see We Love here maybe making a bit of a misstep here by choosing to maximize attack value because if Buddha chooses to block this Buggy attack, oh, okay. Gonna go ahead and bring out the spider web here. Good old, sorry, that's Dead Man's Game. Forgive me. That'll allow us to counter out of the Buggy attack.
Yep. Gaining 3K power to stop the 7K swing. Very interesting thing here. He did not make the Buggy unblockable. He's actually just swinging out, which is fair. He might want to get rid of that Mihawk if he gets the chance, but like, this is interesting. I don't think Buddha is picking up the bait until he is in danger of dying. I don't think that Mihawk has to turn sideways because that Mihawk could very well be the extra swing he needs next turn. So We Love trying to bait out the Mihawk, but not quite getting it through is fine here. And now we're going to see an unblockable Luffy leader attack.
That's
Or
right,
sorry,
because
not Luffy leader tag. I'm so sorry. I looked at the thing. I
Rayleigh
see
leader.
Luffy's big face in the background, Rayleigh. And we are
Those
taking them.
OB12 alt arts are very thematic and very awesome, but they can be a little confusing just when you're watching from afar like we are.
Now, this is the part that kind of scares me hard here because I understand wanting to set your opponent up, right? I do understand wanting to set your opponent up. I am not quite sure if I wanted to give my opponent an extra card on the turn he needs to push for game. But
Right, because you
maybe
can
he's
attack
just,
into Smoker there too,
yeah, maybe
unblockable.
he's just
The
going
Smoker
out.
character.
But yeah, like there is a possibility that he just sees the writing on the wall and he's just trying to be like, you know what, we're going out like with our shield on our back. But like, I just feel like giving that extra card right there is kind of weird. But we're coming in for 9K,
9 with
9K
banish.
banish.
9K banish. No matter what, we are getting rid of cards. That's what this text says. I'm either getting rid of cards in your hand or I'm getting rid of your last life, and it's not going to hand, whatever that card is.
Yep, yep, yep.
And
Okay.
here we see we love doing the defensive mat. We're using the Supreme King hockey. Going to go ahead and tap, give all of their leaders and characters minus 1,000 during this turn. Basically,
Hmm.
the mega uh, Shanks effect. And then we're going to use the that is power to gain an extra 2K. So it goes down to 8, and then we gain 9. Yep, good. Because we were
So
very, yeah. And then we go to 9.
so this is pretty neat. This is pretty neat. He did stop an attack while getting
Ooh,
out of these things, but the Hody Jones here changes up the
Odie
map quite a
Jones
bit. Quite
resting our
a
2
bit.
last Dawn, activating 4 of our Dawn using our leader and character effects respectively. Going to a total of 4. Ooh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah. So this is gonna hurt. All right. There's no way to really get around this. This is gonna hurt. We got 1 life, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 minimum swings coming out this turn that are, and some of them are
Mm-hmm.
pretty sizable.
And we only have, in theory, 3 cards, including our life, to stop all of them. Even if you just attacked 5K for all of them, 3 cards is not enough to stop all those attacks.
Yep. We love clearly going deep in the tank, just trying to make sure there is no possible play that he can make
Oh,
that'll pull him out of this.
we should remember about the -1 from Supreme King. So
It
maybe
is very
maybe
much
that
so
can help
true.
some of the defensive math.
It's just that 2 attacks need to connect, and not only does Buddha have double that doesn't need to be donned up essentially, but well, that does need to be donned up. It needs to be donned up by 1, but he still has 1 Virgo, and if he doesn't, I'm trying to think of how he can spread his Dawn because he needs 1 on his leader. Hody and Mihawk both are valid without needing Dawn, which means Virgo's at 2. I guess Virgo doesn't really get there, so he's gonna opt to go really big on Hody.
Yep,
Oh,
and then we
there we
see that
go.
coming down. It's not enough, and Buddha takes it. Red Green Smoker coming out on top over Silver's Rayleigh. The Punk Hazard Navy conquers the Conqueror's hockey and wins
Yeah.
round 4.
Yeah, very, very surprising Smoker dub. No, but like jokes aside, that was a very, very powerful game.